This is the Vedic birth chart of a person from the UK who suffered from a heart attack twice and suffered from stroke thrice in his life. He had to go for open heart surgery in 1985. But he was a musician and contributed a lot to British music. Now let us see which planets were responsible for heart attack or stroke. As you can see, he is a Capricorn ascendant with the ascendant Lord Saturn placed in the first house and aspecting Mars in the 7th house. His Mars is placed in the sign of Cancer in Ashlisha Nakshatra, and Ashlisha is a Nidana Nakshatra for him in Navtaras from Moon. Nidana is a Sanskrit word that means death, and so planets die or lose their significance when they fall in any of the Nidana Nakshatras. In Navtaras from Moon, you can always look at the Nidana Nakshatras of the person and see if any planet is placed in any of the 3 Nidana Nakshatras, and that planet will surely be troublesome for the native. You can look at Navtaras from Moon in the free Jagannath Aura software. Mars falling in a Nidana Nakshatra in the 7th house is the major cause of the heart problem. This is because Mars rules the 4th house, and the 4th house represents the heart, and Mars is placed in the sign of Cancer, which is again a sign that represents the heart, as Cancer is the natural sign of the 4th house of the heart. Also, the 7th house is the Swadhisthana chakra, and since Mars is placed in a Nidana Nakshatra in the 7th house, so it is also creating a problem in the Swadhisthana chakra. Mars is making Swadhisthana chakra overactive, as Mars is a planet of putting energy and effort. Swadhisthana chakra controls the liver, and the liver gets all the heat from the body and eliminates it from the body through blood circulation. The liver does the function of removing all the poison from the body in the form of heat. When Swadhisthana chakra gets overactive, when you work too hard, the liver also gets overactive, and then it cannot pass the heat or the poison from the body. When this accumulated heat passes into the heart, it could then cause a massive heart attack. So, the root cause of all the major diseases is the problem in the Swadhisthana chakra, and that is the reason malefics in the 7th house give a lot of trouble in life. This person was also divorced twice in his life, and the reason again is the placement of Mars in the 7th house in a Nidana Nakshatra. Also, his 7th Lord Moon is placed in the sign of Virgo, and Virgo is again a sign of problems and difficulties, and Moon represents the heart, and so it becomes a problem and difficulty in the heart. Also, you should look at the Kala Chakra chart with respect to Sun and Mercury, as Sun and Mercury are placed in the 4th house of the heart. If you want to know if Sun or Mercury, placed in the 4th house, is good for the person or not, then you should look at the Kala Chakra chart with a reference point as either Sun or Mercury. Indra power on the top is the reference point. Just right-click on the Kala Chakra chart and then select Base Planet and Division, and here you can change the reference planet for the Kala Chakra chart. As you can see, if you make the reference point as Sun or Mercury in the Kala Chakra chart, then in this Kala Chakra chart the 4th Lord Mars falls under Yama, death, and Yama, death, is highly malefic, and the planets die or lose their significance when they fall under Yama, death. So, this is another reason for the problem in the heart, as Sun and Mercury placed in the 4th house are causing problems in the Swadhisthana chakra, as the 4th Lord Mars falls under Yama, death, in the 7th house. As mentioned earlier, the 7th house represents the Swadhisthana chakra. Also, you can look at the Kala Chakra chart with Saturn or Lagna as the reference point, and here also, as you can see, Sun and Mercury falls under Yama, death. It simply means if Saturn is placed in the 1st house in the sign of Capricorn in Uttarashada Nakshatra, then Sun and Mercury placed in the 4th house will become a problem for him. Also, if you want to know if Mars placed in the 7th house will be good for a relationship or not, you need to look at the Kala Chakra chart with reference to Mars, and as you can see, with reference to Mars, Saturn falls under Neritic curses of gods category, and this category gives some past life curse. Since Saturn is his Darakarka, and since Darakarka represents the spouse, so his marriage failed twice, as you cannot afford Darakarka falling under the curse category in the Kala Chakra chart. So, this is it in this video. Please like and subscribe for more such useful videos on Vedic astrology.